Down to the 42-yard line.
Well, normally you see three tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or two towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
Well, these two teams, they met in New Orleans earlier in the year with the Saints coming out on top. So they'll be looking for the win here in New Orleans to complete the season sweep. They run right side with Hunt. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. Now Carr. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will stay at a 7-point game.
Yeah, that was cornerback.
So after the missed long field goal attempt, this offense set up nicely at the 44-yard line. Now Hill looking to throw on first. It's complete to Williams. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who was shaken up on that last play. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. On first down, Hill. Finding Williams once more, complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Here's Hill. And
he got
coverage is
it.
intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Panthers are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. The defense looked geared up to stop the run, but obviously, Charles, they were ready for the pass, too.
Yeah, they were hoping they could catch everyone crashing and pulling the run, but that's a very ill-advised throw.
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defense, is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now it's Hill. Targeting Kamara, and Kamara's got it on the crossing route. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jamison Williams with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half as his guys are able to extend their lead. Lutz with the extra point. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was Jamison Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. So it's all down to this, Week 18 on the NFL schedule. And that means that once we sort things out, we'll all be set for our 2nd ever Super Wild Card weekend, which I think everyone agrees was a runaway success last year. We've got 2 games coming up on Saturday, 3 more on Sunday, and then we'll put a bow on it Monday night. On 2nd and 7, Carr. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. Oh, able to avoid him. 89 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with Carr. He's going to look deep for more. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit him over the top, unsuccessfully.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Carr. To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, it's Carr. Swings this out for Hunt. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Carr. Looking left side. That's caught by Moore. Touchdown. DJ Moore. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers get a bit closer. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that trims the lead down to 9. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it concludes with a touchdown reception by DJ Moore. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The New Orleans offense set to take over. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
He fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain. 2nd down. Hill looks to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
Let's do this, man. Hey, praise y'all.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dive. Here's Hill. He's going to go for a big play downfield. He's got him in, complete. And he's going to be knocked out of bounds all the way down at the 40-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 44 yards. Now Hill. Williams, and now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
Certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. On first down, Carr. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. And he missed it. It's no good. And they'll remain 2 scores back as this holds at a 9-point advantage.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one for 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through. And that one winds up no good.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. 1 second, all that remains. He's going to look deep down the field. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. Only 30 minutes left in the regular season, and everybody's excited for the playoffs, so we're just going to forget the halftime show and get back to the football. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They've reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
That's good for a Saints.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. A Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. And quickly, they get to the line. There's the option going left on second down. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a third down. So, CD, here we are. You look at how well this offense has played all year, 16-0. Now, in most years, they'd be at home right now enjoying time off for their perfect season, getting ready for the postseason. But this is the decade of the 2020, so that means 17 games are what's needed to get to a perfect season. Would a win here make them an all-timer for you?
It would. It absolutely would. And I realize we're not comparing apples to apples because of the length of regular seasons. But if you think back to the 1972 Dolphins, they were 14-0 in the regular season.
And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara becoming just the second player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Saints take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. You know, we've discussed this before, and we've seen it at practices. Extra periods being put in for the offense on these two-point tries. But the defense, they're beefing up their support as well in practice.
They absolutely have to. If people are going to go for 2 and try and gain those advantages and make it tougher on your team as the game goes along, you have to be in a position to stop those. You can't let them get the advantage. So, yes, the defensive teams, they're putting in that extra time on 2-point plays as well.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They make their second half debut here. Things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
They lost 4 there, and it's third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing his car on third down. Going for the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at the 15. And he'll be forced out of bounds on the other side of the field. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. Hill's hit, and he lost the football. But fortunately, the Saints were able to hold on to it, so they will indeed keep possession. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Hill now to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Jameson Williams, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Saints take a 3-touchdown lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was Jameson Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. But now this offense comes back out onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Forced out to his left, and he'll just get rid of it.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they've brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. DeForest Buckner. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on E! Back now here live in New Orleans. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to look deep for more.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and the Saints are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Throwing on 3rd down, Hill.
He's got this complete to Williams. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up four fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
Off of play action, Hill on the move to his left. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch.
And the Panthers are going to take over here up near the 40.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Carr. Caught, right side, it's Lewis. And they'll get this down to the 10. 18 more yards there and another first down. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And touchdown, Panthers! DJ Moore, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game.
And the Panthers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
And he's going to get in for the score. And the lead now cut to 14. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them. But he identified an open target and put it right on him.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Hill. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Going right back to Fant.
He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. And they're going to speed things up here. On 2nd and goal. Hill escaping the pressure right. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he is into the end zone. And the touchdown record is now all his.
And we know they won't get their names in the stat sheet, but the offensive line has to get all the credit for that touchdown run. Tremendous job of blocking, paving the way for the 6 points.
Lutz with the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game is played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Meanwhile, Carr's throw into the hands of the receiver, Shenault.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Carr. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Moore. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Carr now on 1st down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught. Touchdown. DJ Moore. 60 yards. yards.
And the Panthers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And the lead will be cut down to 14. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it concludes with a touchdown reception by DJ Moore.
And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Jameson Williams.
A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Saints look poised to reach 17-0 as they add on to their lead.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on the way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tiny 2-play drive that time. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. DJ Moore, the Carolina offense, about to take over once again.
This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw.
That's going to be caught. It's Shenault.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 39. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Carr.
He's got the hook up. It's Shenault on the crossing route.
The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Carr now on first down. And this one is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Carr to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Throw left side complete. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And this is picked up by the Saints.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's airing it out for Williams. And it's incomplete. Still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over.
Well, Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly